everyone, I'm Neha, your happiness coach. Today on my show on Meaningful Mondays with Neha, I have somebody from the Merchant Navy. Not a lot of us know that Navy also has a merchant wing to it apart from the Indian Navy that we have here in India. This particular ship deals with a lot of things that they carry in and out, and it's a very difficult profession. And I personally knew somebody who is into this profession, and I thought it would be a great idea to have him and get to know the nuances of the same. So let's begin this episode by meeting my special guest today on Meaningful Mondays with Neha. Hello everyone, I'm Neha, your happiness coach, and today in Meaningful Mondays with Neha, I have Captain Vinay Chandra with me. He is a captain on a merchant navy ship, and today I thought it would be a great idea to have him with us just to know what this profession is all about. Since it's a rare profession, not a lot of us know about it. What are the positives, the negatives, and how difficult the life is when you are on a ship and when you are a part of the merchant navy. Hi Vinay, thank you so much, Captain Vinay Chandra, for being a part of my show. I'm really happy to have you.
Hello Neha, and hi to all the viewers watching this show.
So let's begin with, how did you think of coming into this profession, Vinay? Like, you wanted to do it right from childhood, or later somebody told you? How was it like?
Yeah, actually I never thought of doing this profession from my childhood. When I was attending my 12th exam, somebody from my family told me about this course. Okay. And I applied, and I got admitted into Maritime Institute in Mumbai for doing this course.
So that's how some of your relatives gave you this idea?
Yeah. I came across this in the employment news, and I applied and I got admitted.
All right. And what is like, is it a specialized course if you have to get into this particular profession?
Yeah, there is a BSc Nautical Science degree which one has to complete. So okay. It's either a 1-year course or a 3-year course, followed by a shipboard training.
Okay.
And after completing the shipboard training, they have to appear for the Government of India exams, which has been conducted by DG Shipping. So after completing everything, they got a license basically to start sailing as an officer.
Oh, okay. So you basically have a license and then you get into this profession.
That is correct. So initially you have to get a license, and then slowly as you gain more and more experience, you climb up the ladder, you give more exams, and then you get the next license. So ultimately leading to the master basically certificate of competencies. So you become a captain of the ship.
Wonderful, Vinay. That's, I think, some news for all of us. That brings me to my next question. What is actually the difference between the profession that you are into and a desk job?
Actually, there's a lot of difference. It is not like a normal morning 8 to 6 office job or a desk job. When you are into this profession, you have to give your complete time because you are sailing there on board the ship for 6 to 7 months. So sometimes maybe long also because of many issues are there. So when you are sailing on board the ship, you are 24 hours working. You are 24 hours on call. You have to be attentive and you have to do your duties on time. So it is not like a normal desk job where you go to the office in the morning and you come back home in the evening, spend your time with your family and all. So when you are sailing, you are away from your family, you are away from your loved ones, you are on board the ship for a considerable amount of time.
True.
And the normals...
so on the ship, there is no timing, like, if you're on the ship, like you are there on the ship for 6-7 months, like, you start at 10 or end at 6, nothing like that. It's like you're there all the time.
You have to be there at all the time because something will pop up, and normally what happens, there is a hierarchy on board the ship.
Okay.
So there are multiple ranks who are basically doing their duties. So a ship is running and sailing 24 hours a day.
Right.
So it can't stop, right? So there are people on board the ship who have been given some assigned duties who have to perform 24 hours a day. And being a master of the ship, you are overall in charge of the ship. So you have to be present there. Anyway, you are just there on the ship. So you are always close to your workplace. So anytime when there is a need, there is a requirement of you, and you have to
just
be there.
Get started.
Yeah, you have to just wake up, go to the duty place and get started.
All right. So Vinay, tell us, what according to you is like the most challenging part of this job? I understand you mentioned that you have to stay away from your family for 6 months, but according to you, what else is like the most challenging?
Yeah, actually most of the people who are not into this, who don't know someone into this profession, or who have not seen this profession or not done the research, they think this is a very rewarding career because you get to pay high, you get high salaries, high pays. Plus, you get to go around the world, see various countries and all. You get to see new places.
True, to outsiders it might look very fancy.
Yeah, it looks a very fancy thing. Yeah. But actually it's not like that. So when you are on board the ship, you have to be mentally plus physically you have to be strong.
Right.
Because see, ship, it's quite a big, it's not a small ships. Okay?
Right.
So like few ships, they are designed to carry almost lakhs of tons of cargoes. And there are just 22 to 25 people who are working on the ship. They have to run, they have to operate, they have
Right.
to safely sail from one port to another port. So it need a lot of mental as well as physical
Well-being
there.
right.
So since you are away from the family, so mentally you have to be very strong.
Plus, also many a times, like in your case, when we were talking earlier, you did mention that you work on like you carry petroleum and hazardous things like
Yes,
that.
yes.
So life risk is also involved,
Yeah,
right?
that is always there. See, any profession, it has some risks involved.
Right.
So, like there are various types of ships which are designed to carry gas cargoes, chemical cargoes.
Oh, right.
So, as you know, chemical is a very hazardous cargo.
Right,
So, when you are
yes.
sailing on those type of ships, you have to be very cautious with the cargo also. So, that risk is always there.
Always.
Plus, there is a risk of accidents or grounding or other anything can happen at sea.
So anything happens to you, like say when you're sailing mid-ocean and something happens, so are there doctors on board to check on you, or how does it? I mean, it is scary.
Yeah, actually, on the passenger ships, there are doctors are always there because you are carrying thousands of passengers on board the ship, cruise ships.
Right.
But on the cargo ship, where you have a crew of 20 to 25, you don't have any doctors on board.
Oh.
So, as an officer on board the
Right.
ship, we are trained to attend first aid. So, we can give first aid if something is happening. And during that time, we can sort some assistance from the shore, from the medical assistance.
Right.
And as what is required, best possible action we can do. Maybe
Until
deviate-
you reach the next
until to the next port, or we
port where
deviate to
that-
the next
okay,
port to
okay.
give the medical attention to the crew.
Right.
But as such, we don't have doctors on board, but we have a small dispensary medical and medicines available.
That's quite news for all of us. I'm sure none of us knew that this involves this kind of risk as well. Any interesting story or anecdote, Vinay, that you have come across in over the last years, that's something that you would like to share with all of us?
Yeah, actually there are many anecdotes, but the one which I would like to share is, as we were discussing about the hazards and the risk involved.
Yeah.
A few years back, there was a ship which is trading in the Indian coast.
Okay.
And they had an explosion on board. They were off Sri Lanka and they had an explosion on board.
Okay.
And we were the closest to that ship.
Okay.
So as a rules of the sea, what you say is the safety of the life
Right,
is always
right.
at the priority, and all the commercial and the other aspects comes after that. So
All
we
right.
were the closest one. We immediately, as a master, I decided to deviate my ship to that to the vessel in distress. They sent the distress alert. So when we reached there, we saw the ship was burning.
Okay.
The full engine room was on fire.
Oh,
They were
my God.
burning. And
That's
the full
scary.
crew on board the ship, the master decided to abandon the ship.
Oh.
They have some few casualties also, where
Oh.
the crew was missing and one of the crew was badly injured also.
Right.
So the crew, we were in good condition. They decided to abandon the ship. In the meantime, as a master, I liaised with the Sri Lankan Navy, Indian Navy, and they sent the assistance for the vessel for the injured crew. And I picked up those. There were 19 crew on board the ship who abandoned the ship in their
Okay,
lifeboats.
okay.
So we went close by to that vessel and we picked up those crew from the.
So you saved all of them.
Yes, we saved, and
So everybody on the ship was saved.
yeah, everybody,
Oh.
not everybody, but there was one casualty
Okay.
and one was badly injured. All the other crew were saved, so 19 were picked by us. And by that time, the Sri Lankan Navy came. The 2 persons were rescued by the Sri Lankan Navy.
Okay.
And for which act my crew and I got appreciated from the Sri Lankan Navy, and later on
Amazing. Okay.
the committee of Master Marinos of India, they awarded also for me for that exemplary award.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that was the one event which I would like to share. Yeah.
That was a very interesting, scary, but very motivating story also, Vinay. I mean, I can understand how the sense of achievement you would have felt after rescuing, all those people. That brings me to the last question, Vinay. I would want to know that, what would be that one advice or one thing that you would like to say all the audiences out there, or people who want to get into, Navy or Merchant Navy specifically. What would be that one thing that you would like to, tell all those people out there?
Yeah, actually, I would like to say to the young generation who want to pursue this as a career, do the research, do completely follow seniors' advice. If you know someone in the field, better to contact them before deciding this as a profession. Because when I joined this field as a profession, I don't know anyone. I came here blindly.
Okay.
But the situation at that time was completely different than the present now. because that time there were very less institutes in the whole India, and there was very less competition, I would say.
Okay.
So we got chance to sail fast and we got promotion in time. But now there are many institutes in Chennai, in all over
Lot of
India.
people are getting
A
into
lot of
this?
people are getting
Okay.
into this, so there
Okay.
is a lot of waiting time. Plus, it's not a cheap course.
Acha.
It's a costly course which
Oh,
you are going to
okay.
undertake, and plus for completing the shipboard training, it needs a lot of you have to wait. So it is a time-consuming thing also. So before, if you want to pursue this as a career, you do a proper research. You meet some people who are into this profession, take their advice,
Have patience.
have patience. That is very important, because
Yeah.
sometimes what happen, you if you're not getting shipped for few months, sometimes it may lead to years of waiting also. Nowadays there are many social media platforms available where youngsters who want to enter this field can get information, like LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. They can always go there and search for the veteran seniors who are there in this field, who are guiding the juniors, who are ready to
Right.
guide the juniors, and they are posting regular updates on their social media handles.
So they can check there also.
Yeah, they can check and get the information there also.
Okay.
How to enter the field, what are the challenges right now we are facing. That is very important. As a youngster, when you are planning to enter any field, you should be fully aware of the challenges what you will be facing in the next few
Right,
years.
right.
Because if you are not aware of that, you choose a career as an profession. When you're choosing,
Right.
you should know, like, okay, how many years there will be a waiting period, how much time it will take to complete a course or
Correct.
to complete the training period. So that is very important. So all this social media platform, the masters, senior masters, engineers who are there, they will guide the juniors. They tell them what is the best courses they can do, choose, or which is the best company, shipping companies, because that is also very important nowadays.
To know
Because,
that,
yeah,
right.
to know that which company you are going. Because
Right.
see, you will be posting anywhere in any part of the world. Like when I joined my first ship, I was 18 years old. I traveled alone to an international country like Singapore, just trusting the company. Okay, the ship.
Okay, they'll take me safe.
Yeah, they will take me safe there, and the
Right.
ship will be safe for me.
Right.
Right. So as a 18 or 19-year-old youngster, when you are flying to any other country, you should have that trust in that
Trust
company
in the
also.
company. True.
So that is very important, because nowadays there are many agents. Fraud is there in
Oh, yeah,
everywhere.
true, true.
Be it from the social, like monetary thing, banks, everywhere the fraud
Correct.
is there. So similarly, the shipping is also having a lot of fraudsters are
Right.
there.
Got it.
So you have to do proper research. You have to do proper your homework before choosing this
Actually
as a
choosing this,
field.
right.
Yeah, as a career.
Right, all right then. Thank you so much, Vinay. It was amazing having you, and so many inputs, so many things, and I'm sure none of us knew, a lot of us had no idea about what Merchant Navy meant. So thanks to Vinay that you agreed to be a part of the show,
Thank you.
and you came in and shared and guided us with so many things. Thank you so
very
much.
Thank you very much, Neha. Yeah.
All of you would have enjoyed the show, would have loved the content, and you would have really liked what Vinay had to share with us. He's been on the ship for almost over 12 years now, and he's a captain today. And as we saw the interview, we understood that how difficult a life it is. We always feel that the grass is greener on the other side, but there are a lot of negatives, a lot of, I wouldn't say negatives, but there are a lot of risk factors also involved in this profession equally. Do share your response, feedback in the comment section, and let me know how you liked it and what you would want me to explore and know more about, so that we can have add-ons with our meaning on my Meaningful Mondays. Until then, it's me Neha saying bye.